Hello guys, this is Mr. Ibrahim the Trader of Gova Trading Academy. So today I'm going to be showing you what happened today on GBPUSD during the news event that happened on unemployment claims 1:30 p.m. today. Okay, so you can see this is the news event unemployment claims USD 1:30 p.m. Let me show you what happened on the candlestick chart and what happened on the Sierrachart platform. So I want you guys to compare these two charts. Either you want to be trading with the candlestick chart or either you want to focus on the Sierrachart platform. Let us see which one is more better to trade with, which one is more better to do analysis with. Because on the candlestick chart you can see that the only thing we are seeing here, because you should be focusing on this area, the only thing we are seeing here on the candlestick chart is just the candlestick. Or do we have any other confirmation that this market is going to sell down here before it happened? No, we don't have any confirmation. Before this market price sold around this area, you don't have any confirmation that market price is going to sell around this area, right? You don't have any confirmation on the candlestick chart. You don't have any confluence. You have zero confluence, because the only thing you are seeing on the candlestick chart is just the candlestick, right? Just the candlestick. But guess what? Look at the Sierrachart platform. On the Sierrachart platform, you should be able to see that we have many confluences, multiple confluences, to be able to confirm this area, that this area is going to sell, right? You can see the zone on the 5 minutes time frame. You can see the zone on 15 minutes time frame. Okay, this area, price came back to this zone. You can see this is a rally based drop. Price came back to the zone and dropped down massively 1:30 p.m. today. Okay, so first of all, let me show you the Sierrachart. Now this is the Sierrachart icon. Okay, now on my Sierrachart, this is the daily TPO chart and this is the 30 minutes time frame. You can see the 30 minutes time frame on Sierrachart is looking exactly the same thing as the candlestick chart. You can see the picture here, right? So let me open the profile. Now what you guys are seeing here, this one here is the market profile. This one here is on the right side here is the volume profile. Okay, the volume profile shows us how much volume is in the market at a particular price level. Okay, now let me open this profile. Now what you need to understand is that the market profile and the volume profile usually go hand in hand together. Okay, now this is one profile, this is another profile here. It means that this is today's profile, this is yesterday's profile, this is day before yesterday's profile, and so on and so forth. Okay, now you can see that this green area here, is it is showing us volume. Okay, you can see that this green area is volume. This green area also here is where the volume is in the market. This area below here, you can see there is no volume around here, no volume. You can see there is no volume around this area. You can see around this area there is no volume, but you can clearly see this volume here, this green volume here. That is where we have the volume in the market. And you can clearly see the high volume node, N-O-D-E, node, high volume node that we are having in the area here. Can you see the high volume nodes that we are having in the area? So that is what we usually use to confirm our zones. So now let me open this profile. By opening the profile, I'm going to click on letter or blocks in own columns and standard profile. Okay, now I've opened it. Now when I open it, you can see that this profile, the candlestick on the Sierrachart here is looking exactly the same thing as the candlestick on the candlestick chart. Can you see it here? All right, so our focus is mainly on this area. Okay, let me go back to the Sierrachart again. Now again, on the Sierrachart platform, the only difference between the Sierrachart platform and the candlestick chart is that on the Sierrachart platform, this is the futures market. Okay, but on the forex market, it is a forex market. Okay, so the prices are different, the market prices are different. However, the formations are the same thing. The formations are the same. Now in the forex market, big banks usually hide their transaction in the forex market. But guess what? Big banks cannot hide their transaction in the futures market, because In the futures market, we usually pay for the data, to buy data for the CME from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, to buy data to be able to view the hidden transactions of the big banks. Do you understand? And that is how we are able to see what is going to be happening even before it happens in the market, okay, using the futures market Sierrachart, okay. And that is what you can never see if you are using just the candlestick chart in the forex market, okay, because the transaction is usually hidden in the forex market, but it is very open in the futures market. It is like two people wanting to make a transaction and they are trying to hide the details of their transaction. It is like big banks want to buy, you know, they won't allow everybody to know how much they want to buy or how much they want to sell, or whether they want to buy or whether they want to sell. They won't want anybody to know about that details of the transaction. That is why they are hiding the transaction, because if you can clearly know what big banks are going to do, then what is the purpose of the market, right? So that is why they usually hide their transaction. But guess what, that only happens in the forex market. In the futures market, big banks cannot hide their transaction, okay. We usually buy the details of what is going to happen in their transaction. So by buying the data, which is real-time data of the CME of what is going to happen in the market, in the futures market, that is how to take advantage of making money in the market, okay. Now let's move on. Now you can see this black line you are seeing here. Sorry, please. Now look at this profile. You can see on this profile, you can see this black line here is the value area high. This black line below here is the value area low. This red line here is the point of control. This red line is the point of control, POC, okay. Now this tiny red line here is called the initial balance, which is also known as the IB, okay. Now in the new day profile, you can see this black line here is the value area low, VAL. This other black line here is the value area high, VAH. This red line here is the value is the point of control, POC, okay. Now what I want you to understand is that we usually, whenever we are analyzing order flow, we usually analyze yesterday to know what is going to happen today. For example, if I want to know what is going to happen tomorrow in the market, I'm going to analyze today to know what is going to happen tomorrow in the market. So the same thing happened today. We use yesterday's profile to analyze what is going to happen in today's profile, okay, which means that you can see how price referenced into the point of control of yesterday. See how price referenced into the point of control of yesterday's profile. When market price referenced the point of control of yesterday's profile, you can see how price dropped down massively during the 1:30 p.m. news unemployment claims, okay. Now let us see what happened on the PM chart. On the PM chart, this is our custom PM chart. On this custom PM chart, we can clearly see that market price opened exactly, this is the value area low. This black line is the value area low. This other black line here is the value area high, and this red line here is the point of control. So we can clearly see that when market price opened during the New York session, market price referenced up all the way to the value area high of the previous day profile, okay. You can see that candlestick. You can see these wicks here. These wicks you are seeing here, and this area. Let me show you this same area on the candlestick chart. You can see this is the 3-minute time frame here. Can you see this is the 3 minutes on the PM custom PM TPO chart. Now let me show you this same area on the candlestick charts, okay. On the candlestick chart, let me switch to the 5-minute time frame. You can see that same area where we are having wicks on Sierrachart. This is the area here. Can you see the area? And you can see how price dropped down massively. Now let me go back to the chart again. Now you can see the reason why price referenced this area. Price referenced the value area high of yesterday's profile and dropped down massively, which is what you cannot see, which is what you are not seeing on the candlestick chart. On the candlestick chart, the only thing you are seeing is just candlestick. You don't have any other confirmation to know whether to buy or to know whether to sell. You have zero information. But you can see that on the Sierrachart platform, we can clearly see that market price referenced yesterday's value area high. And this is how banks usually trade, okay. Now let us look at the view up chart. On the view up chart, we can see that this shaded area, can you see this gray area here? This gray area here is called the +2 standard deviation band. +2 standard deviation band, okay? This one here, this shaded area below here, this gray area below here is called the -2 standard deviation band, okay? So we usually use these two areas as support or resistance levels, like supply and demand levels, okay, in the market. Now you can see this line here, this line here, and this other blue line here. These are the VWAP lines. These are the VWAP lines, okay? Now this VWAP, whenever these VWAPs are flat, we usually take trading opportunities whenever these VWAPs are flat in the area. So now you can see, for example, there's a rally based drop on the +2 standard deviation. Price came back into the zone again. When price came back into the zone, what is the time? As at the time when price came back into the zone, price came back into the zone. Let's look below here. You can see the time here is 13:30 p.m. right? 13:30, right? 13:30 is also known as 1:30 p.m. isn't it? 1:30 p.m. So during the 1:30 p.m. it means that price came into the +2 standard deviation during the unemployment claims news event, and you can see how price dropped down massively. Also, the VWAP in the area is also flat. It is also flat, and also indicating to us that the +2 standard deviation is indicating to us that we are in a supply level, okay? We are in a supply level. Now let us go and confirm these same areas on the footprint charts, because the footprint will show you the exact numbers, the exact figures of what is really happening inside your candlestick, okay? For example, this area you are seeing here, can you see this area? This area you are seeing here now, this is the area on the candlestick chart. This is the area on the candlestick chart. This is the area on the candlestick chart. So you can see that we saw wicks on the footprint chart. We saw these wicks in this area, and we saw this consolidation move in the area. Let us go back to the footprint chart again. You can see this is the consolidation move around here, and this is the wicks around that area, right? So you can see it, right? So price came back into a supply zone. When price came back into the supply zone, see how price dropped down massively from the area. But this is an information you cannot see if you are using the candlestick chart. But you should be able to see this information clearly using the Sierrachart platform. And this is why I've been preaching to you guys to start using this Sierrachart platform. Don't play with these guys. Don't play. Now look at it. You can see we have 57 buyers here. We have 57 buyers coming into a supply zone, and you can see how they are unable to push price higher. These buyers are being trapped in this area in a supply zone because they were unable to push this price higher. You can see buyers are being trapped into a supply zone. They were not able to push the price higher than the area, okay? Now you can see here we saw massive sellers coming into the supply zone. See how we have 175 sellers coming into a supply zone. This information, this vital information, is what you guys are not seeing on the candlestick chart. You guys can never see it on the candlestick chart, because the only thing you can see on the candlestick chart is just candlestick, isn't it? Or can you see any information in this area? Information to tell you whether to buy or to sell, information to tell you whether price is going to go up or whether price is going to come down. You have literally zero information to know whether price is going to go up or whether price is going to come down, right? So why are you now wasting your time using this candlestick chart? Because the reason why many people are losing money in the forex market is simply because they are using this candlestick chart, and that is because they don't know the demand and supply levels using this candlestick chart. But if you are using the Sierrachart platform, you should be able to see a very clear demand and supply level with exact figure of what is happening in the market, right? For example, if you can clearly see that we have 200 sellers in the market and we have 10 buyers in the market, we have 200 sellers in the market in a supply area, we have 10 buyers in a supply area, which one are you going to do? Are you going to sell or are you going to buy? No, you won't be buying, because it makes sense that you can clearly see that the sellers are much more better than the buyers, right? We have 200 sellers, so it makes sense that you should be selling than to be buying, because there's an imbalance between the buyers and the sellers in the market. This is what you guys are not seeing if you are using the candlestick chart, but you should be able to see it clearly on the Sierrachart platform. So now you can see here we have an imbalance of 175 compared to a buyer. You can see we have 24 buyer in a supply zone here, and we have 175 seller in a supply zone. Then tell me, what are you going to do in this area? Are you going to be buying or are you going to be selling? It doesn't make sense if you are buying when you can clearly see that we have 24 buyers in this supply area and we have 175 sellers in this supply area coming into the market with how many volume. You can see the volume of their orders, of these sell orders. The volume of this sell order here is 1745 volume. So it means that sellers came into we have 175 sellers that came into the market with a volume of 1745 volume, and that is why market price was able to push down in a very strong way, coming down. Right now, look at it. Look at it. You can see how price is dropping down massively. Can you see? You can see from this area also. From this area also, you can clearly see how we have 44 sellers coming into the supply zone, 19 sellers coming into the supply zone, 225 sellers coming into the supply zone. You can see here we have 83 buyers coming into this supply zone, 100 buyers coming into this supply zone. But these buyers are being trapped in this area because you can clearly see that they are not able to push price higher. Sellers are trapping the buyers in a supply zone, right? So it makes sense that these sellers were not able to push the market price higher to go up. Okay, so this is what you are not seeing on the candlestick chart. You can see how price dropped down massively, right? See how price dropped down massively all the way to this area. Okay, so it is very simple. It is very simple, guys, and this is the missing link in your trading. This is the very missing link in your trading career. If you need the Sierrachart platform, please message me on Telegram or on Instagram at GBPUSD or at Ibrahimthetrader, okay? Or you can also go and purchase the Sierrachart platform on our website www.govatradingacademy.com. Alright guys, that is it guys. So this is Mr. Ibrahim the Trader of GBPUSD Academy.